Hello everyone. This is going to be a little introductory video just so that you can get to know a little about me. My name is Rhiannon. I am 20 years old and I have been clinically diagnosed with fibromyalgia for, I believe, 6 months now. I was officially diagnosed in, I believe, February, just at the beginning of the month. It was by the third and fourth doctor that I got to see. I've been having issues with pain for, I believe, about 4 or 5 years now. And recently, about 2 years, no, I guess it's not recently, but 2 years ago, my pain started flaring up, and that's when all my symptoms finally kicked in. So at that point, I was 18, and I had no idea what was going on. My energy levels were dropping dramatically. I had trouble doing day-to-day things, but I pushed through as best as I could. Eventually, it got to the point where I was looking for pain medications that could help me. I was trying to get my hands on Vicodin, oxycodone. There was another one that I think I still have the bottle for. No, that's not it. Well, there's another one. I think it started with a T, and actually that's the one that messed me up the most. I believe I developed an addiction to the painkillers. The Vicodin and the oxycodone, whenever I could get them, I could. And then I got this third substance that I believe I was on for 2 weeks, and that's the one that really messed me up. It wasn't prescribed to me, which probably is what was my biggest mistake. It got to the point where the pain was unbearable, and I actually ended up, the medicine made me very sick. I didn't eat for, I believe, an entire month. I dropped 30 pounds because of it, and I was getting sick and throwing up. I had to leave work early almost every day that I worked. And eventually it led to me having to tell my bosses that I couldn't work anymore. I went on medical leave while I tried to find a doctor. December 2nd, I decided to go into the emergency clinic and see a doctor because I'd had enough. I was done with digging for pain medications and all that. So I went in to see the doctor and I explained everything. My mother had told me about fibromyalgia, and she said that it looked like that could be what I had. So I went online before I went to the doctor. I researched it for, I think, 5 days, trying to get as much information as I could. I went on the Mayo Clinic, and I even did the symptoms tracker, and the very first thing that it listed was, oh, fibromyalgia. So I kept searching, I kept digging, and as I went through the websites, everything just made sense. It's like, oh, I have that fatigue, I have that full body pain, all those pressure points, I have all of them. I have that depression, the anxiety, the sleep disturbances, all of it. So I went to this doctor, and when I explained everything to her, she actually looked at me, and just the look on her face was, are you fucking kidding me? And at that point, she actually had the nerve to tell me, she's like, oh, well, I think your mother's just trying to do this so that she can get a hold of your pain medications, because she thought that I was going in to find a prescription for Vicodin, oxycodone, anything. And eventually, I sat down and I told her, I was like, I want a non-narcotic. I want something that I won't get addicted to. And she still just treated me like some addict looking for my next thrill. So I left, and she ordered blood work. It took a full week to actually get a hold of it, and everything came back normal. No lupus, no blood issues, nothing. So I was confused. The doctor didn't care. I couldn't go back in to see her when she was in because the staff just brushed me off. So eventually I had just gotten medical insurance, and in a couple days I was going to be actually assigned and able to go and see my normal doctor. So when I went to see her, I sat down with her, I explained everything, and I actually didn't get to see my normal doctor. She was out for the day, so I got to see another doctor that was subbing for her. And this doctor actually sat down with me. It had to be the nicest doctor visit I'd ever had. And she actually explained things to me and listened and made me feel like she actually cared. And with fibromyalgia, one of the things you want to do is find a doctor that, first of all, believes that it's real, and second of all, will actually listen to you and try and help you. So after seeing this doctor, she prescribed me my gabapentin. The first doctor in the emergency clinic had given me a 2 milligram or 10 milligram dose. With gabapentin, there are some people that take up to, I think she said, somewhere in the 2,000 milligrams a day. Personally, I'm taking 600 milligram tablets 3 times a day. Sometimes only 2. It depends on my pain levels. But this next doctor upped my dose to 100 milligrams, and she started me on a regimen where, just to see how my body would react to it, because increasing doses can be dangerous. So she started adding 100 milligrams every 3 days, and then I'd take more and more, and eventually I got to my dosage. The pain got so much easier to handle. After, I believe, a month, I got to see my actual doctor in February, and the other lady had directed me to the rheumatology clinic, where they would be able to actually sit down with me and figure out whether this was arthritis or something else. When I saw the rheumatologist, he's the one who officially gave me the "you have fibromyalgia." It's the best they could do. I asked about the possibility of it being Lyme disease, because I had been in areas where the deer ticks were common. The thing about Lyme disease is it's a test that they won't give you unless you ask for it. And since it wasn't Lyme disease, the doctor finally decided, this is what you have, and this is how we're going to take care of it. And this is where I am now. Hopefully, I hope that all of you can get to that point to where you have a doctor that will actually talk to you and listen, who actually cares and will help you through this.